Okay, we're here for another draft. Today we have me, Lucas,
Sawyer,
and a special guest, CCR.
Yeah, introducing
Mr. Christopher Castro Rappel.
as himself.
We're going to be doing another Modern Masters draft, even though it is one of the last days of this format. We're going to see what cool stuff we can do and what cool rares we can open for Sawyer.
Yeah, hopefully we won't get stuck on a cruel ultimatum this time and then screw up our deck like last time.
That's the whole point. I did that at least 3 times during original Shards of Alara, though. Like, that's the whole point.
We had like a
Clearly CCR didn't watch our video.
Yeah.
I was explaining that was the whole point.
Okay. Well, I did not watch your video.
We had a 5 forest Cruel Ultimatum deck.
I think it was 4 for us. Cruel ultimatum was in our deck.
I don't think I ever messed a Cruel Ultimatum deck up quite that badly.
Was that the draft where we lost to a double Cruel Ultimatum deck that didn't have forests in it?
No, even I don't remember. Did I watch the video? Of course not.
It sounds like the superior Cruel Ultimatum deck, if I'm going to be honest.
I've drafted once since then. I went 2-1, I lost in the finals. I punted really hard 3 times in a row playing my Dinrova horror monstrosity.
But our general thoughts on the format are, I think like most people's, that blue is where you have to be, preferably with 2 or 3 or 4 other colors.
Or 5, screw it.
The only other success that I've had is with red-green tokens specifically, and that's like you have to have like triple Burning Tree Emissary, several of the 2-mana token producers, and multiple Gruul War Chants.
Oh,
That's the
here we
only
go.
way to make it work.
Okay, so in this pack, I'm looking at a Phantasmal Image, a Sylvan Ranger, Pyroclasm, Vampire Nighthawk, Agony Warp.
Agony Warp looks like the most powerful card to me. It's a great rule spell. Vampire Nighthawk, probably close second here.
I like 2-mana Dinrova Horrors.
Phantasmal Image on it, Dinrova Horror. I could see that.
I can usually get behind Phantasmal Image.
In this format specifically, while I would very much hesitate to take a 2-mana card in the first pick of a draft, this format has sort of proven itself to, you almost always want to be those colors.
Yeah.
So,
It's very easy
Yeah.
to be playing whatever colors you want to be playing.
So our thoughts?
I would vote
Think about
Image.
voted here.
I think you get a lot more.
I would still take Agony Warp first, but
Man.
Image it is.
there's definitely value with Phantasmal Image, especially if you can recur it. Ooh, we're missing a rare or a mythic. Got an Arachna Spinner, a Wing Splicer,
Arcane Sanctum.
yeah, a Web, a Ranger. I am of the opinion that the most powerful card in this pack is Arachna Spinner. It single-handedly shuts people down. If you draft it early, you can kind of go in on this plan of drafting Arachnus Webs and kind of go out of control with it. Other than that, I'd probably take Wing Splicer and then Arcane Sanctum after that. I'm not as big on taking the mana fixing as much anymore, even though Arcane Sanctum is clearly the 3 colors you want to play when you're drafting all the good cards.
Yeah, the only thing pulling me towards Arcane Sanctum is it is the best land, definitely. But I agree that Spinner is super powerful.
I would have taken the Sanctum, but I have every loss in this format feels like it's to the Spinner.
Agree.
Yeah.
So Spinner it is.
And the great thing about Spinner is that even if they blink their guy to kill the web, you can just get the web right back out of their graveyard. I mean, one of the great things.
Barrel Rights jumps out. As I'm not used to drafting the Spinner, I don't know where you're supposed to take web, so I assume it's not yet.
They usually go medium late.
Yeah. I feel like I can get them between 6th and 9th pick usually.
Yeah, I like Unburial Rights a lot.
I do too.
I think
This
especially
is what we
in
did
this pack,
last time, right? We took the Burial Rights early, hoping to.
Yeah,
That's
but now we have to
crazy.
take Arcane Sanctums if we see them, because we have 4 colors
Yeah.
worth of cards.
It's fine. It's the lesson I've learned with so many lands in this format. It's just you can get the mana ultimately.
Yeah, there's 10 common signets, 10 common dual lands, and
Signets are uncommon,
So-
oh, signets are uncommon. You're right.
but there's 2 sets of uncommons that fix mana.
Right.
Looking at Rotworm, one of the all-stars of Sawyer's solo video. A Wing Splicer, a Mystical Teachings.
Primal Command doesn't even make your top 3.
Every time I read Primal Command, I want it to be better than it is.
I know what you mean.
It puts a Tri-Land back on top and searches out a spinner or whatever we're gonna draft.
I mean, it does search out a spinner and curves perfectly into spinner.
I like Wing Splicer, but that's just me. I like making artifacts and trying to draft stuff that don't.
Yeah.
Or not artifacts, but stuff that makes golems. Flying is a pretty cool ability.
I loved Pitkeeper back in the day, but it's very
horrendous here.
underwhelming in this format.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. It's so hard to get the 4 creatures in your graveyard.
It's a Mist Raven right there and a Seagate Oracle. I think we take the Mist Raven. Probably the most powerful card. There's a Tri-Land again. It's good, but
The only reason that I would lean a little towards Seagate Oracle is that, like, that 3 mana spot is sometimes a little harder to. I found that these decks you end up with plenty of guys in the 4, like
yeah.
you end up with access to more Mist Ravens than you really need sometimes. I don't know if that's been your experience, but I like Seagate a lot.
I will say that I enjoyed casting Seagate Oracle more than Mist Raven in my last 2 drafts.
So we're oracling it.
Sure. Fine with me.
I didn't. Ooh, I see an
there's
Arcane
an
down.
Yeah, I think it's time.
It is
It's a
time.
warm up with this. He's
Yeah.
down right now. And a momentary blink in this
He
bag.
brought his turf with him. Momentary Blink is the best non-land card I want in my deck in this pack.
Right, but we gotta cast our spells.
Yeah, we can only talk about drafting 100 colors and drafting those cards without lands for so long.
Right, and I think around 6th pick is the correct time to be taking mana fixing.
Yeah.
So we see a Guildgate of Grasp.
I would take the Signet for the mana.
Is it of note that we have 4 colors not red so far?
And we are very lightly white.
I think
as
people
well.
would be concerned with that, but I'm more concerned with just picking up a Signet for the acceleration, rather than trying to take the Guildgate just because it's on color.
I buy that. I don't know if it's right, but your logic makes sense.
I much rather would have a 2 or 3 Signet deck with 15 or 16 lands than, draft a bunch of lands and have to play 17 lands.
And just because we haven't taken a red card doesn't mean we
Yeah.
won't.
Rewind. I think that's clearly the best card here.
Rewind is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
If you get Mystical Teachings. If you don't,
Yeah.
then who cares? But
I don't like Rewind, but I don't like any of these cards.
I've gotten wrecked by Rewind a few times, especially when you get into these grindy mirrors. Like Rewind just so good against a lot of opponents.
Certainly think it's a Ranger here.
Yeah, no Ranger.
I'm
After
reasonably,
that, I'd probably take Ogre Jailbreaker.
I'm reasonably surprised the Ranger's still here.
I'm not surprised anymore. I don't think people were really high on Ranger at all. Most people don't really like.
And there's
blue.
our web.
There's an Arachne.
Nice.
Right. A lot of people don't like playing green, or rather, they don't. I don't know. I feel like people don't prioritize green. It seems like there's always a lot of green cards going around.
So we took a Web, the Jailbreaker is
Seems good.
what we want to be doing.
Yeah.
We do need to make an attack eventually, but it's not the highest priority.
We do need to sort by cost here eventually.
No, we can keep going.
I'm very confused by this sword.
This screen is super wide. Any opinions here?
They're all bad.
Druid's Deliverance can make tokens.
I am not interested in having very many tokens in this
Well,
deck.
I don't think we're casting Electromancer. I'd take the Pitkeeper, I guess.
Pitkeeper. What set was this guy originally in?
Pilgrim.
Ooh, whoa.
Okay, we might be a little. Yeah, that's a good.
Oh.
Pilgrim's real good, man.
I play Skyfisher too.
Skyfisher, you can toss that Skyfisher in the sideboard. I think
He's going fishing over here.
it's just the worst way to
You
blink a
can
guy
put
possible.
The Pitkeeper over there too. Skyfisher's playable. It's not terrible.
We have an
Oh
evil
my
twin
goodness.
in
That's
a
what wrecked me
horror.
so hard the other day. Evil Twin.
I have also gotten wrecked by Evil Twin.
Oh.
Evil Twin was great back in his first iteration, and he's even greater in this format.
Yeah, because it just kills something better than it would have killed us.
Have you ever had your opponent Evil Twin your Broodmate Dragon? It's terrible.
I've evil twin my opponents did Robe of Horror. It was not terrible.
I've gone turn 3 Rocks War Monk, turn 4 Rocks War Monk, and they go turn 4 Evil Twin, and I couldn't possibly win the game.
So is an evil twin just better than the horror,
Yes.
which is like by far the best common?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely at good rare level in this format. I think it's very powerful.
You could take a non-foil Trader's Instinct.
True.
You could take a foil
That is-
Trader's Instinct.
That is an option.
That's two.
Of all the options we've got, that's one of
One
them.
of them. Stony Silence, my bane of modern.
So, I'm feeling, a Terminator and Azori Signet?
Well, we've got one red source. I don't know how hard we are interested in Terminate. Especially because we're hopefully leaning on Arachnus Webs as removal.
I think if we're playing green, we're gonna get
2 more webs.
get our mana.
Yeah.
But I prefer the Azori Signet personally, just because it's kind of one color and it's a Signet.
Yeah, I'm pretty into Signet here.
I definitely agree, especially as CCR's prediction of our 3 versus 4s is panning out already in the short term. Signets are where you want to be when you need to get to 4.
Extractor Demon.
And
Vanishing
Soul's
Strike,
Ransom.
Soul's Ransom.
How
It's
good
great.
is Extractor Demon good? It feels very awkward in this format.
I almost lost to it in Two-Headed Giant the other night. But instead we defeated it.
Lost to it like milling you out.
Yeah.
Yes, nice.
But I mean, there's a lot of permanents dying in Two-Headed Giant. Twice as many people. Yeah.
So Avacyn's Pilgrim, very strong. Like if we're running one Avacyn's Pilgrim, then we definitely have the ability and desire to run 2 to 3 Avacyn's Pilgrims. But I don't know how good Extractor Demon is. It seems kind of awkward in this
I
format.
think Soul's Ransom and Misthaven are both better than the Pilgrim.
I agree with that.
That's fair.
Where Extractor Demon is, I'm not certain. I have played him before. He was pretty darn good, but he's just
I'd
big.
probably take the Soul's Ransom. I don't think it's the most powerful card sometimes, but I've gotten hurt by it pretty bad before.
I'm not excited by the Germination, and
So
I'm looking at a
take a Penumbra
Spider.
Yeah, Spider's definitely the best card.
At some point, we need to be more serious about our mana base, but
Well,
I don't know
we're
if this is
bugged
the
right
time.
now. We just gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
we're bug with 0 fixing for bug or 1 duel.
We got a Sylvan Render.
True. Okay.
We'll get there.
Spider. It is.
Yeah, I think Spider's power level is high enough.
Unflinching Courage is like the biggest trap in this set. I feel
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so good in Dragon's Maze, and now it is so exciting to see on your opponent's side of the battlefield.
Do we just take... I mean, I guess we already have Rewind. I don't know what Mystical Teachings gets in our deck. Almost nothing.
Rewind.
Yeah, so Teachings doesn't seem ideal. So Grasp... I mean, Grasp I really like to end up with one of.
The Death Hood, I always wonder why it needs mana to activate his abilities. It feels like it would just be normal powered even with them normally. But
Yeah.
For this format, a 2-mana Reach Death Touch would be totally fine.
so Grasp it is.
I guess that's already a card, right? 2-mana, 2/1 Reach Death Touch is Thornwield Archers, and that was just a good common. And
Yeah.
There's Augur. It's not nearly as good as Seagate Oracle.
Augur seems terrible in our deck, by the way.
We could get there.
We cannot get there.
We could get there.
We are so far away from getting there. We have enchantments in this
We're a
deck.
pack and a half in.
We have 8 other, and I count a Signet, a Web,
Yeah, we're
a Soul's Ransom. I mean, it would help us know what the bottom 3 cards of our library is. Does that count?
If we had Extractor Demon, we totally take Corpse Connoisseur for sure here.
Oh wait, true. What are we looking at?
I don't think it matters too much. Slave Driver's okay. Augur Bolus.
My gut says Slave Driver or Death
Yeah.
Hood Cobra.
Ooh.
We're not not play in Zera.
We have an Arachnus Web in our deck.
We have something to already go get that.
What?
Yeah, we've already got the Arachnus Web fetching covered.
We could take the Orzhov Gilgate for our non-existent white spells.
We already have plenty of white fixing
I
for
know.
flashing back.
Yeah.
Which is literally the only thing we want it for.
You only could get Arachnus Web with the Zur, right?
I would take the teachings at this point.
That's reasonable.
We may not end up playing
We could
it.
take the Sensor Splicer, by the way.
I
It's
do not want to pay
expensive.
5 mana for that effect in this format.
I'm taking the Guildgate. I don't think the teachings make any our deck.
Arachnus Web.
Oh,
Yep.
there's a web.
Perfect.
It's also a Gilgore Roundworm,
But we're an Arachnus Web
yeah,
deck.
I think we'll get one of those.
We really need at least the second one. And probably ideally the third one.
I like the Pilfered plans here.
I'm not a huge fan of that card, but we'll take it. I'd probably take the Slave Driver personally. We already got one. Never mind. We did take.
Yeah,
that.
we have
I'm not worried about
2
the-
6s.
Yeah.
I've certainly lost to Moltharine before, but no hate drafting in leagues.
I'm gonna say you should take the Mud Button Torturer. We could get there.
You got a Boros Signet and a Sylvan Ranger.
It is not the least possible thing to ever happen.
I think that goes in the
Yeah.
sideboard.
Yeah.
Is it Gilgate?
For our red for our Mud Button
Yeah,
Torture
get
Runner.
it,
Or
get it.
over a Pilgrim?
No.
Hey.
No,
Well,
definitely.
no, we're curving into. We've already got 2 Signets and a Pilgrim. We're curving into 4 drops either way. I think we should take the land. I don't think we need that extra Pilgrim.
We're taking the Pilgrim.
Come on. Are we really
Okay,
playing
we're-
2 Pilgrims?
I mean,
I love Pilgrim.
Are we
man.
split?
There's no better feeling than starting out on
okay,
Pilgrim.
evidently.
Oh, another
But fine,
Gilgate.
but it's
Okay, now we
We
have.
should take the Pilgrim.
I feel like we have a ton of fixing for colors we're not playing.
Yeah. Take the courage. Man.
No, he was way
It's a more
better.
powerful card. Like if we play against a fast black red deck and they can't deal with it, or we have a turn where
If we play against a
black
fast red deck, we take the healer, and then we play the healer and then lose.
but
on-
Unflinching Courage is unbeatable, where Healer is just very good.
he was a robot.
We got your mystical teaching, CCR. Where it
Thank
belongs.
Thank God.
Then Robahar, Basilisk Horror, Basilisk Collar.
I do like Basilisk Collar. I don't know if it's better than Dinrova Horror though.
I do not think it's better than Dinrobo Horror. And I think our evil twin wants us to have more Dinrobo Horrors.
Yeah, and our
Yeah.
Phantasmal Image.
And our image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We definitely I think
Yeah.
that's right.
So, can Zur get equipment? No, we didn't take it.
Zur cannot get equipment.
Oh, look for a sec. Of note. Not much.
Hopefully we'll wheel a Rotworm, or maybe
Maybe
I'm
a
not,
Boros
I'm not
Guildgate.
super excited about a Wall of Denial.
Have you guys played with that card?
I'll play with it. It's okay. Sever the Blood.
Sever.
Miss Meadow Witch.
Miss Meadow Witch.
Do we just take
See
Simic
you.
Guildgate?
Come on now. Don't say that.
But actually though.
No.
I think Miss Meadow Witch is bonkers.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Miss Meadow
okay.
Witch is way better.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Meadow Witch is bonkers.
Yeah, I'm
Sever
gonna
is also
I'm
very,
gonna
very,
take,
very
I'm gonna take
bonkers.
Sever over.
Yeah, I think
Over the
it's
Witch?
I think it's Sever.
And I would take Seagate.
Oh, you're just saying over the Gilgate.
Yeah, no, I think Witch is the clear pick here.
You think Witch is better than Sever here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I've witched and horrored my opponent out of every non-land permanent and then every permanent total by activating once on each turn, and it was
Okay.
very good.
That's legit. I mean, yeah, Witch is definitely great. I just like every time Sever has ever gotten cast against me, I've lost the game.
I had one stuck in my hand the other day trying to kill my opponent's in River Horror, but I had it in River Horror. Like,
Oh,
I
that's
did
very
not want to
awkward.
get exiled.
All right, then let's do the Witch.
Ooh.
Another in River Horror. That seems like the pick.
Yeah, that just seems better than anything
Yep.
else we could be doing here.
There are a lot,
Good
a reasonable number of good ones in this pack.
We will get something back.
But the horror is how good this card is at common is.
Yeah, it's absurd. It's complete nonsense.
So is Stoke Angel good? I see that it's rare.
I mean, causes problems. There's another web here. There's also Woolly Thoktar.
So when this pack comes back, we'll have 4 cards left in it. If we want.
I think we take the web or the I don't know, web or angel doesn't matter. We got 2 webs, but
I predict it will have Soul Ward and Shimmering Grotto Revive and Pitfall Trap.
Oh.
actually
Maybe
let's
Mortician
just
Needle.
take the angel and hope the web wheels.
Is there? So I don't want this rewinded here. I'm looking at where the angel would be in our force. Are we playing the angel if we have it?
Yeah, why not?
Because we have 1,000 other 4
Let's
drafts.
play all colors. There's the web.
A web and a pair of guild gates.
Just garbage guild gates for us.
Yeah, like
We have been having not great luck with the guild gates that have been coming around.
It'll be fine. There's a semi-go gate right there.
Yeah, perfect.
and nothing in this pack looks like what we want to be doing.
Boy, nobody likes red in this format. At least red lands, I guess.
Mono red. So it's definitely between the Guild Gate and the Ogre Jailbreaker, of which we'll probably.
I think we take the Gruul Guild Gate.
We're just not going to play this second Jailbreaker here.
No, I can't see it.
It's a lot of pilgrims
And so many pilgrims.
and a 4th web.
Looks like Gideon's Lawmaker.
I think 3 webs is plenty.
If we had Zur, we would have all the ways to fetch out the webs. So what are we looking at?
Can we just take this pack and finish the
I
draft?
think a semi-go gate.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I feel like we
Rotworm.
as predicted, Rotworm circles.
I think we can take the Grixis Slave Driver out of our sideboard. We could take the Agent of Masks here.
Do we have enough black to cast this card out of the board with a reasonable frequency?
I don't think we're going to be playing much, but I don't know. We possibly could.
Because this card is one of the better sideboard cards in this format.
Yeah, it is a pretty important sideboard card.
Is Mass?
I think it's fine to take.
Yeah.
I don't think Agent's anything special. Urban Evolution's still in this pack. Alright.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely time to take that.
Yeah, and it fits our 5 perfectly.
Well, we'll
And
have the
we
fourth
do have a
web
4th
anyway.
web. We'll
Yeah.
put it over here for
I
now.
don't know if
This
we
was the
run
pack
the fourth.
you predicted, and you were 1 card off? 2 cards off.
Yeah, I was 2 cards off.
We are so prepared to
Let's
slash
take
this as a charm.
Let's take the Izzet Charm.
God, we have so many red sources.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be playing many of them.
Bone Splinters, along with Big Keeper, are one of those cards that was extremely playable, if not very good, when it was first printed.
Yeah,
And I don't know if I've seen it be cast in this format.
it's unfortunate. Like, they clearly designed it to try to make Bone Splinters pretty good, but it just never worked out. Because the only token deck you can play is red-green, and you don't really want to be Jund.
Originally, it was printed with unearthed cards so you can get value out of them that they were going away
Right,
anyway.
and it is printed with unearthed cards here. It's just none of them are.
Because you don't want to
playable.
kill anything. Everything that you're trying to kill, that you're 2-funding yourself for, is already 2 for 1 due.
Let's get the red Guild Gates out of the deck.
That'll take me a while. There's like 100 of them. Okay.
So that's
27 cards.
And we've got 2
We
signets.
have a red signet.
Red signet's fine. Red signet's great. We got 2 signets and a pilgrim for mana sources, and a Sylvan ranger. So I don't know what that makes our land count. Probably no less than 16.
What we want white for is Stoic Angel, the backside of Unburial Rites, and Mist Meadow Witch. Possibly this healer.
we don't need it for which though.
I think we cut the healer
We
right
do
now.
need it for Witch.
Yeah, you need it for the ability.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought it was hybrid as well.
We also have a Pilgrim, yeah.
Actually,
Get
so
this out of here.
yes.
Yeah. Jersey
We're not delivering any.
And I don't think we want this Pilfered Plans main deck. I mean, you may disagree with me.
I feel like it's some, or I guess we're casting webs on turn 3.
So we want to. How many cards have we gotten? 2 or 1?
I think we're playing the whole 17.
17
We
lands.
have
No.
four spells that make mana in this deck.
See, I'm talking about playing 15. You're talking about playing 17.
I think right in the middle. It's King Solomon. This.
We have 106 drops.
We've also got 2 draw spells, 2 signets, like.
And like our signet,
With 15 lands, we have 19.
Look at this
sources
signet
of
help us
mana.
cast Stoic Angel. Or this signet help us cast for Number Spider.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I think our colors are bad enough that I would lean towards 16 lands. I definitely don't want 15 in this deck.
We're not all.
I can agree on 16. I think that's reasonable.
Okay, so you think we want to
17
cut Pilfered Plains?
Alright, so how many cards we gotta cut then? 2?
2.
And I think we cut either Jailbreaker or Grass of Phantasms. Possibly both. I'd rather draw the Pilfered Plains says draw cards, right? Draw 2 cards and then
Yeah.
they mill.
Someone mills.
Someone mills.
Okay.
We have an Embarrass Rights and possibly a Grass Spinner deck.
Wait, is it the same player mills and draws?
No.
You draw. And
You
they,
draw.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. I mean, another option too is to not play the Grixis Slave Driver, and keep the Ogre Jailbreaker there. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we do still have 3/6 drops without the Slave Driver, and Slave Driver is a lot worse than the other ones. I like Slave Driver, but
It's okay on an open board. Like,
Yeah.
it does a lot of work.
we can grind reasonably hard anyways.
Yeah.
So the cuts are between Jailbreaker and Slave Driver and Pilfered Plains. What else Centaur in there? Do we have white? Yeah, I guess we do.
I'm gonna lean towards Slave Driver just because the more expensive spell.
Yeah, I think that's the difference maker. Like, when it's close, you just cut the more expensive one.
I do think these Pilfered Plains is kind of what we want to be doing. We don't have a lot of things
Yeah,
proactive to do on 3.
I can buy that. And
And it
we
just-
only have 2 draw spells, including that, so it's nice to be able to go up a card.
So we'll look at what it thinks we want.
Yeah, green,
We don't want 3 planes, do we?
blue. No.
No.
We want
Sweet.
1 planes.
Yeah, we want the minimum number of planes because
2 signet.
2 signets, a pilgrim, and 2 lands. So we
And a
don't-
Sylvan
and
Ranger.
a
So,
Sylvan
we just want one to fetch up with Ranger.
Yeah.
So we probably want,
An extra forest.
yeah. And that gives us 7 green lands. It's a little,
Probably want 2 extra forests.
I mean, we do have a double green spell. We would love to cast Pilgrim on turn 1 if we can, and not being able to cast Ranger is kind of a disaster.
Yeah.
But that leaves us with, I mean, I guess we don't need black mana until turn 4 anyways.
This is only 5 sources of black mana. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
So
That is a little low.
So we have 3-4 free blue sources, and we don't need a ton of blue either. We can cut a island for a swamp.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, maybe we don't, I mean, it is kind of a disaster if we don't have green mana
Yeah.
when we want it.
And our signets don't produce it.
Yeah.
We got red here though, just in case. Okay, so I think this is our deck, and we will agree.
Sure.
Sure.
And we will see you in round 1.